Before anything, please like the video or subscribe. YouTube's new algorithm is brutal, and it would really help. Now on to the main topic. I have played over 50 hours of Silksong so far, and I've gotten the first ending. You can see by the map about what I've done. I've covered most of the game, and while I had a lot of fun, and I think it's a good game, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. This game is 100% woke. Let's just go over the bosses up to the first ending, and you'll quickly see the pattern. First up, we have the Moss Mother. Beast and female. Next up, we have the Bell Beast, which we later learn is also female. Then we have the first Lace Fight, and also obviously female. Then we have the fourth Chorus, which is a giant robot and doesn't have any voice line, so genderless. Then Morrowind, which is a beast with no determined gender. Then we have Sister Splinter, which is obviously a female boss. Then we have Widow, again, a female boss. The Great Conch Flies, which are beasts without gender. Then this is an interesting one, the Last Judge. It's a giant armored figure. You'd think maybe it might be a male, but nope. Then we have the Cogwork Dancers. Two robots, so again, no actual gender, but we later learned that these robots are designed based on a pair of gay mantis lovers, which, yeah, so there's that. Then finally, we have our first male boss. Great, what's his name? Trobio. The most flamboyantly gay bug I've ever seen. Savage Beastfly, which is another beast without a gender. The next is Disgraced Chef Lugoli, which is actually another her. You can tell by the voice. Another conch fly fight, which again, no gender. Then this one I'm not counting, because these two guys, they only have 2 moves each. It's not a real boss fight. 2 moves. This is just another mini room with. It's not a real boss fight. Then we have the second Sentinel. Now this is a robot, so you'd think, but let's listen for the voice. Oh yeah, there it is, female. The second Lace Fight with the cinematic, also again a female boss. And the last fight, this is obviously a spoiler video, but female of course. And so there you have it. It's really unbelievable. You have in these 10 female bosses, 1 male boss, and that 1 male boss is that Trobio guy. It's about as, let's say, Sweet Baby would be super happy with this lineup. And just let's compare it to the first game. This is the first game. Do all the mandatory necessary bosses to finish the first ending of Hollow Knight, 4 male, 4 female. If you do for the true ending, then it becomes 12 males to 9 females. Still fairly balanced. Compare that again to... It's just so over the top, so cringe. Now let's talk about NPCs whose roles has been gender swapped. There is the first NPC you meet at the very start of the game is now the chapel maid, instead of the female. The NPC who you get all your map fragments from, or map sections, is now a chakra, female. The NPC that lets you fast travel around is now the bell beast instead of the last stag. Again, female, and I have to say this one was a huge downgrade. Then the NPC that wanders around different areas that you see repeatedly throughout your journey is now Sherma, female. The big bug with a hammer that ends up helping you this time is now the Forge Daughter, female. Basically, the sword master that teaches you a new technique is now the Pinterest, female. The relic seeker that buys your relics and gives you currency is now female. The NPC that helps you catalog the different enemies you fought is now... It's not even close to this new thing. Such a downgrade, this one. And this gender swapping roles only works one way, like Hornet in the first game, the NPC that's nearly as strong as Hollow Knight. In Silksong, you have Lace, female again. The rival, basically, is that one doesn't get gender swapped. Now let's look at merchants. Looking at a list of merchants, you might be fooled into thinking it's not that bad this time. That's not the case. You see, there are 3 major settlements in Silksong. There's Songclave all the way up here, and one of the merchants is right here, again female. Second one is Bellheart right here with another female merchant right there. They have the biggest inventories too. Last one is was right here, but I bought everything she had, so she disappeared. But she's at the starting town, again, female. The last 2 female, one of them is right over here, practically right next to a bench at a practically impossible to miss location, right next to a fast travel point. And the last one is up here next to another fast travel point, and this area is essential for the game, so there's no way you're missing her either. By contrast, let me show you one of the easiest to get to of the male NPCs. This is how you get to Grindel, the male NPC with the biggest stock. Right here, you need to double jump to do this. In double jump, you get very late in the game, so you won't. It's very easy to miss him. And even if you do find him, once you've bought your stock, you're never coming back to this way off in the boondock location. So that's where you find him. The mottled scar is even harder to find. He is here, way away from any fast travel point. Also, he's behind a fake wall. So, I'd say, unless they're looking up a guide or reading like a wiki, 99% of players will never find him. As for the last one, you need to pay 30 geo every time you meet with him. He's behind a toll. So you're going to be seeing him maybe once to buy everything he has and come back when you have enough to buy the rest, but you're not going to be seeing him much apart from that. Meanwhile, all these female ones have bigger stocks in general, and they are impossible to miss places, conveniently next to fast travel points. This male NPC is the only one that is really valuable. He upgrades your needle, your weapon. But even then, I say this with all seriousness, you can easily do the entire game and get the first ending without ever speaking to a male NPC if you want to. You can skip every male NPC and still finish the game. No, they're not important for anything. The only thing is you suffer a little bit because your weapon will be weak, but apart from that, none of them are essential to the game. Whereas female NPC, anytime you need an important upgrade like this floating thing, like this, that's a female NPC. You need an upgrade like charge attack, female upgrade, NPC. And that brings us to the next problem. See this guy? He's a male. And all he does is dance around like a complete fool. And there is no masculinity in this game. No male masculine character at all, either as a boss or an NPC. They're all the furthest thing from masculine at all. It's just in the first game, we had a whole bunch of masculine characters. It was easy to find them. There's none in this game at all. And yes, I do know about Garmin, but I have to say, he's not much for masculine representation. A tiny man riding around on a tiny horse is not something most men aspire to be. He also wasn't much help in my game because I never accepted his aid for fighting bosses, so he didn't do much. But he's more cute than badass. Speaking of what's missing, in Hollow Knight there were several straight couples that were featured prominently in the game. There was the Pale King and the White Lady, Cornifer and Isdelda, Grey Mourner, and this last one people might not agree with me, but Leg Eater and Divine. In Silksong, there are no straight couples. In the lore, anywhere, or no couples in general. Everyone's single. It's sad. Finally, there's a pretty strong anti-religious narrative in this game. It's treated as a scam that exploits its believers. Like this poor loan here that works endlessly for no reason. Now, why does this all matter? Because forcing Silksong to be so female-centric hurts the user experience. It's nearly impossible not to notice the one-sidedness. It also results in unnatural elements making it into the game, like Sakura. I'm sorry, but a warrior map maker makes about as much sense as a vegan cattle rancher. A good map maker is a coward, someone who avoids combat whenever possible. Sakura is basically an honorable warrior that never backs down from a fight. It's the opposite of what a map maker should be. Also, she is supposedly out there searching for a master. So why is she wasting hours and hours, if not days, making maps? See, at the point where she's explored an area enough to make a map, she knows her master's not there anymore. Any time she spends making that map is wasted time in her search for her master. So it makes she's not that important to find her master after all, is it? It's just this character. If she wasn't a map maker, I think she would be fine. But that just doesn't work. Silksong reminds me of Avengers Endgame. Now, that was a decent movie, but there was this one scene in it where all the female characters assembled, and it was so cringe. This didn't ruin the movie, just like the woke elements don't ruin Silksong. But we all know what happened to the MCU after Endgame. So I'd be very worried about what's going on at Team Cherry and the next game they put out.